Hi everyone, welcome to, I think it's day 8 of our 21 days of group devotion. Let me know you can hear me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm trying out a new microphone which is connected to Instagram, so hopefully the sound will be better on Instagram. Facebook, I'm still working on it, but maybe you're feeling this too with these days which are inviting us to slow down, inviting us to adapt, inviting us to be nimble, to change. So I'm trying a lot of new things. And my lovely husband has been helping me all morning trying to work out the sound. Hi, Vinny, you can hear me well. Brilliant. Let me know where you are in the world. We are all, or many of us are in our homes, and yet we are more connected than ever, I feel. I've been passing people on the street on my morning walk, and everyone's been doing their bit by keeping the 2-meter distance. But I must say, everyone that I pass, I feel even closer to them before. So let me know if that's the case for you. We've got, well done, Melbourne. You are up late or up early. Sweden, British Columbia, Germany, California, Texas. Oh, Maria. Hey, Sarah in California. Germany, UK, wonderful. Hey, Dell. Hi, Lily. Up late, can't sleep. I know a lot of us. I've noticed a lot of people waking up during the night. So let me know if it's your first gathering with me today, or maybe you've been joining me for all of them. It's something I started last week without much of a plan, and this is, in my opinion, one of the greatest lessons that we are being invited to step into during these changing times that we're in, which is learning how to embrace not having a plan, or rather surrendering to a greater plan, perhaps. So this is day 8, and for those who are new, what we're going to be doing is just practicing together each day. I'm holding space for us to try a different soul tool, and we embark on it by opening sacred soul space, and then we step into what the ancient Greeks called kairos time, which is soul time. This is the space where all healing can happen. It's a space where all creativity, all ideas land fully formed. You may have had that experience before, where you're in the shower, you're in this altered state, and all of a sudden, boom, a book idea comes in. Boom, a whole project is downloaded to you. When we're in this space, the kairos space, in soul time, we can manifest in an instant, we can heal in an instant, and we can hear our intuition in an instant. So this is a space that I'm holding for us, which we are all holding for each other, really. And today what I'm going to be leading for us is a beautiful, really, really simple chant. It's more like a mantra. It is the Unbound chant. Perhaps some of you have chanted this at a workshop with me. The words are literally unbound, unbound, forever unbound, 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 unbound. So you'll be able to catch it. The melody's really simple. As always, when we chant, it has nothing to do with what you sound. It's all about voicing the soul. So as you chant, don't feel like you have to perform for anyone. I am the biggest guinea pig of that. I never thought I would be chanting in front of people virtually or at workshops, but chanting has become a deeply, deeply healing practice for me. The reason I wanted us to chant this chant and also do a chant today is that I've really noticed how many people have been talking about grief rising up through these times. Maybe not for everyone, maybe you're not personally feeling it, maybe you feel it collectively. So often when we are called to go into our separateness, to go into our aloneness, and it's in that aloneness that we realize, there's only one. I did a post yesterday of, are we all one, or is it aloneness? There's only one L that's different between those two words. And in my experience of welcoming grief, first of all, I don't think anyone is immune to feeling grief. I think it is one of the extremes of the human experience, and we do label it as a negative experience sometimes, but actually it is evidence of love. It is evidence of courage. And so if you're feeling grief, and at some level I think we all are capable of doing that at this time, regardless of whether or not you're feeling your own grief. Grief really is often held in the lungs, and so when we chant, we're breathing in and we're singing, we're voicing. And as we voice, chanting is known as a vibrational meditation. It is a meditation of the voice. And I believe that there is a lot of information that will be coming to light in the coming years around the power of chant. It is a very, very ancient practice, and it does work on our physical body as well as our energetic body. So this particular chant, this is a chant that I use for really, like the words are unbound. It really is about unbinding ourselves from old patternings, old ways, unbinding ourselves from things that have held us captive, unbinding ourselves from our separateness, unbinding ourselves from perhaps ancient soul stories. So perhaps at this time there is something that you are being called to release and let go of, known or unknown. Perhaps at this time there is an old soul story, maybe around sharing your voice, it may be around being seen, maybe around welcoming community, welcoming more loved ones into your life, not feeling so separate or alone. It may be any emotion whatsoever. But if it is a soul pattern, a soul story that you are wanting to release, I want you to devote this chant to that. And if you're feeling really good yourself, perhaps you can devote this chant to the shift that is happening around the planet. Devote this chant to those who are really struggling and feeling scared, and as a result clinging to the old ways, even though just because they're really, really scared of stepping into the new. So whatever it is, devote your chant to that, and then be open to having a completely different experience. So I've seen a few people commenting on chanting and why it may make them teary or cry. Now, first of all, it's one of the incredible and maybe inconvenient in the moment side effects of chanting. I believe that as we chant, what happens, if we chant fully from the center of our heart, we're able to voice our soul, and we also are able to come home to that temple deep within us. We're able to really drink in the nectar of our union with God, our union with Source, our union with nature, our union with all of life. And when we touch that space, when we voice that connection, the walls of our heart that have been rigid and held up can come crumbling down. And as a result, water may come in the form of tears. If you imagine like the walls that have been protecting yourself, and then all of a sudden, down they come. And so it's a really courageous sign that if tears do come when you're chanting, like that isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of courage. One of my teachers used to say to me that tears are the most healing waters in the whole world, and I really, really believe that. So let the tears come if they come. Same thing with all different emotions. Anger. If you allow the anger and the frustration to be here, it will turn into passion. All the emotions that we feel, all of them are holy. And so as we chant this chant, stay open to that. Allow whatever emotions are present to be here, with the idea that if you allow them to fully be present, without feeling ashamed, without pushing them away, without feeling like you should be feeling a different way, what does happen is that they do transmute into a different form of that energy. And we are cyclic beings. We're constantly being called to move and let life move us. So that is my intention for today. I hope you'll join me. Those words again, really simple. Unbound, unbound, forever unbound. Unbound, unbound, unbound. I've got an oracle card that is the Unbound card, and I also have a lovely story of Unbound, and a lovely moment I had with my friend Megan Watterson in my book Rise Sister Rise, if you feel called to dive deeper into it. Okay, so if you can go somewhere or just sit, just be comfortable if you're not already. I'm going to start by opening Sacred Soul Space, and then I'm going to go into the chant. And with this chant, the idea is that you will chant with me. Don't leave me hanging. I obviously won't be able to hear you, but remember that you're not the only one chanting this. We've got hundreds of people in all corners of the world chanting this chant. Okay, so we'll start by bringing our hands to heart here. Checking where your energy's at. Are you leaning forward? Are you back? Bringing yourself to center. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Bringing your hands up to just above your crown. It's known often as the soul chakra. And then bringing them up, open and around, down towards the earth, back again to the heart. Resting here in the center of your heart, imagine a beautiful flower. Noticing what flower appears. With your next breath, invite that flower to open petal by petal, revealing a light in the middle. This represents your soul, your ancient self, the part of you that can never be dimmed or extinguished, the wise part of you, the part of you that chose to be here now, at this point, during these changing times as we are ushering in a new age. There is no question about that. We are in the birthing, in the labor, in the contractions right now. And any pregnant woman knows, and any midwife knows, that while you are giving birth, the smartest thing to do is to trust the birthing energy and breathe, and often make some noise and do whatever you need to do to let this birthing energy move through you. So acknowledging the birthing energy right now of this age. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Okay, now opening the group energy, recognizing that as we connect in with this collective space, our ability to heal, our ability to let go, our ability to create, to manifest, to create shifts, to birth, is multiplied. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Okay. And just join me with 3 Oms now. Om being the original sound of the universe. in deeply. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath out. Connecting in with anything you're ready to release, anything you have released already. Deep breath in. And breathe out, letting it all go. Any fears, any old ways of being, any stagnant emotions. Deep breath in. Breathe out, letting it go. Feeling the connection of all of us gathered. One last time, breathing in and releasing together. Placing one hand on your heart, one on your belly. Completing the chant meditation with 3 Oms followed by Shanti, 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 which means peace, 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 and sending it to all corners of the planet at this time of togetherness, at this time where we are all being invited to step closer within and to step even more deeply into union with each other, into even deeper union with the Great Mother herself, the planet. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And together. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Beginning to open your eyes. And then joining me back. If you'd like to voice what you are wanting to release, what you are wanting to be unbound from, do so in the comments. My teachers taught me that there is nothing more powerful than voicing our soul. When we voice it, particularly in group, we turn it from being in the ethers into the real world. Tavaski says, what note was that? I think it's a C. I'm pretty sure it's a C. I can't quite remember. It's a very old Tibetan bowl. I've had it for about, I think, 20 years. But I normally go for C, so I think it was C. So let me know if there's anything, or let the group know what you are releasing. What anger around uncertainty and not feeling answers yet. Yes, nothing more frustrating than having to be still and wait. Remembering all of our feelings are holy. When we feel angry, when we feel ashamed when we feel any of our emotions. We've not done anything wrong. There is nothing to be ashamed of. Release feeling unsupported. Oh, that's a big one. I know that one. It was one of the biggest lessons during my birth experience, giving birth it was like about 5 months ago. The biggest lesson I learned was around receiving support and feeling safe. I had so many invitations to learn that, and ultimately, if I was going to give birth the way I wanted to, I could only do it by feeling supported and safe. And my God, what a journey that was. And I kicked and screamed for a lot of it during the pregnancy, but by the time the birth came, I was finally able to receive support and trust that I could be supported, trust that I could feel safe. So I know how big that one is. I've got releasing opinions of others over my life and my beliefs. Yes, releasing anxiety, releasing what others may think. This is a big one. This new age that we are in the throes of birthing right now, the most revolutionary thing that we can do is turn our gaze in. That sounds like a real simple thing, and it may just sound spiritual, but it's actually revolutionary. We are coming out of an era where we have been looking to external authority figures to gauge our own temperature and our own heartbeat and to make decisions. And one of the reasons that we feel unsafe is that external authority is crumbling. And that external authority is where most of us have gotten our sense of safety from. So it's understandable to feel unsafe. It's understandable to feel unsupported. And then once we know that information, then we can go about working out how we can remind ourselves that actually, even through this, we are supported. Even through this, we are safe. A real simple tool to do that when you might be spinning out and feeling unsafe is to feel the ground underneath you. Feel gravity holding you. Feel the chair holding you. Feel the ground holding you. So breathing out insecurities, breathing in trust in myself and the greater plan. Yes. Sarah says she feels calm now. Releasing doubt, releasing limiting beliefs, letting go of what could have been. Unbounding from loneliness. Yes. Release ego and fear. Oh, Sandra says, you sisters are my soul support. I love that. Ancestral fear, binding of not following the church, acceptance of soul love, and my belief in the divine feminine, absolutely resonating with the chants. I'm so glad. Diana says, releasing doubts about my relationship and financial stability. Thank you for saying that. I know it takes a lot of courage for us to voice what we're holding in our heart. Linda, beautiful Linda, went to the water to chant. Yes, you are such a well maiden, Linda. I have this, I don't know if I've read this or I just have this memory of this. And when I say memory, I mean soul memory of women singing into the wells, singing into the waters. And of course, we know now that through science, it's actually proven that the water carries information and emotions and energy. And so, Linda, that is so beautiful. I just so feel you doing that. Tears today for healthcare workers, absolutely. Oh, well, it goes without saying, I just really want to encourage us all, particularly, I think if you're in countries like the UK and Europe and America, you probably got the memo to stay indoors by now, and people are, thank God, I think, beginning to take it seriously. But if you're in another country where it doesn't seem so serious for you right now, I just want to encourage you, don't do it if you don't feel called to do it for you. Do it for all the other people who, and it's not just about the virus, it's about, think about all of the pregnant mamas out there who are having to give birth during this time, who are beginning to worry about being able to be accepted into the hospitals. So, anyone who's given birth knows how scary it is, and I know how important safety and support is, and so think of them if you're not doing it for yourself. Shira says it will be serious tomorrow in Bahrain. Prayers there. Yeah, BK says it's about going within everywhere. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for a gathering like this. I'm going to be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. GMT, which is basically the same time. So I think it's 8 a.m. now, 8 or 9 a.m. in LA. And yeah, I'm terrible with my time zones, but same time tomorrow and the next day and the next day. I'd like us to close Sacred Soul Space now, and let's do it on behalf of anyone who wasn't able to stay the whole time as well, just so we close the container. So hands at prayer and just kind of acknowledging and bowing and thanking everyone who's gathered, acknowledging all of the care workers, the supermarket workers, the delivery people, everyone who is doing an important role at the moment, acknowledging everyone who's gathered in our group virtually, in real time and replay. Okay, so hands at heart, and we're just going to close soul space by doing the same but in reverse. So group energy, bringing it down, open up and around. Deep breath in, deep breath out, and then individual, bringing it down, open up and around. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Amazing. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I love you very much. And I hope to see you again tomorrow or another day this week.